What's up, everybody? I'm Todd. A bunch of people have been asking about what sound I use for kill betting and some of the equipment, and how that also about how the rig is hooked up and stuff. So this is going to hopefully answer some of them questions. And we got a new camera guy, that young camera guy that's going to hopefully do some editing and see how this looks. Alright, so for the most part I'm using a Gibson Les Paul. I have a EMG 81 in there, down here. I have an 85 in here, and that's about it. Probably even more important than the guitar would be the EMG 81 pickup. It's a super clean pickup, and it keeps the signal super clean as it goes into the amplifier gain stage, so it doesn't break up and flub out. I also have a wireless here, which is built into it, and I just take this one strap from guitar to guitar. That's it. I'm using Marshall JVM head, and I'm pretty much using the clean channel. On that is clean orange. There's 3 modes of each, and pretty much like that. And then for the most part I'm using a channel called Crunch Red, which is a distortion channel. And then when I want a little bit of boost, I have a MXR Wild Overdrive. I think it's called a ZW44, and I would just kick that into the distortion channel. It's more obvious for like the lead part, and that sort of starts to not ring out as much and go away, and whereas the overdrive pedal on top of it will helps it ring out a little bit more. So that's that. And then I also have on here, out of the amp, the effects loop send is going down to a rack tuner here, and I can just hit the effects loop on, and instantly I'm tuning up. So that's that. Okay, kids, the guitar comes out of the wireless unit on the strap that you saw. It goes into this wireless right here, and the reason I keep it in here is because if I run a long cable all the way back out to here, it'll kill the signal. So it comes out of there, it goes right into this wah, which it has a buffer in it, and that actually helps to push the signal so that the wireless doesn't degrade the signal. This goes in here into the wah, comes out of here, goes into the overdrive pedal, and it comes out of the overdrive pedal and goes right into the TC Electronics Nova delay. And the whole thing is being powered by a DC power brick. The Nova delay actually needed an extra one, and camera guy, if you can zoom in, what we got here is Dunlop power brick all strapped and stapled in with these straps and stuff, and this is the DC power brick. It actually just powers this pedal, and this. And then this, I actually had to use the TC Electronics because the DC brick doesn't power that. The power, you can look it up. So what I did is I just put this whole housing and all that, so that now what I have is that's all the power to the thing. It goes down the snake. We'll talk about that in a minute. So basically what I got there is the bricks powering these two. Now in this unit here, I had to cut the wire coming out of here, one of the leads, and switch the polarity, because as you'll see right here, camera guy, zoom in, you see where the polarity is on every jack, and it tells you. And I noticed that it wouldn't power that unit when I first got it. I'm like, what's going on? So I looked at the polarity, had to switch the wires, done. So, and then going from there, this basically, this is my homemade pedal snake. As you can see, that's the electric, goes into that, and then that's the out of the last one in the chain, and that's pretty much, camera guy, if you want to zoom in on that. I made this box, you know, it has a lid that goes on there like that. Done. It's actually backwards. Put the latches on that. So this pedal snake goes into the JVM controller. So I've got one for the controller one goes into the delay, we got the power, boom, it's all just like that. And this is just a wire wrap like you can get at any electrical supply. I think this came from Radio Shack. What's up? The camera guy just actually asked about this case and how I made it and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, what are the basic, actually, it's just plank board. I think I found around the garage when I was like a kid. And I just put a piece of 3/4 inch plywood on the top and aluminum rails, and I think they're riveted and glued. It's been busted up before, but then you got corners on the end. And this is just some stuff that I saw in New York. Looks pretty cool, and it's just a film. Other than that, it used to be just wood, and I think it had my name on there or something sort of like that is there. And then it's got these latches and handle and foam in there. Something important to note about the pedal board is that all of these pedals are bolted down, and that's done with like strapping, and I stapled it on there. And this is like parachute cord, again stapled on there. Makes a match so that when you're done, your pedal board goes out and you're done. Anyway, so that's that. Okay, so we had the pedal snake that just came off the pedals. It's got the electric and the coming out to the guitar amplifier out of the delay unit, and then this was the amp switcher, which by the way you can see I used a pretty good cable at Montgomery actually for the run back, and then just a sort of a cheap cable for the switch. So you got your lead here, and the electric for the pedal goes into this box, which I'll talk about that in a minute. And make sure you leave yourself plenty of lead. It's good if you're making these cables to set it up ahead of time and figure out how much you're gonna need. Then here's the amp input. That's the one that comes back from the amp, still all in the pedal snake. And then here is the foot switch right there. And there's a little harness here that hooks on the top of the head thing to hold it. It also doubles as a leash, you know, a tether. Just take it, and mostly at the gigs, and when you're packing up quick, it's all happening pretty much this fast. A lot of times nobody even ties this, they just do that. Actually, last time I think it was still plugged into that box and everything was just thrown in there. So that's that. And then here is that box, which is the tuner. There's where it plugs into the wall, so that plugs in the whole rig, everything. Again, the electric comes out of there, which is actually a power strip. I made this case because I didn't want nothing bulky. And there's the power strip. There's the tuner, and that's how you plug it in. And coming out of here, camera guy, if you can zoom in on it, I've got that rig so that they don't come off. And this here cable, again, is the wrap. It goes up to out of there, out of the power, plugged inside of there is the amplifier power, and the tuner coming out of the parallel effects loop. It's the effects loop that I can switch on the amp, and it comes out of there with no return. It's dead silent when you do that. I left some extra room in there, and I stapled all the wires or whatever, wire tied them, that kind of stuff. So that's that. And that's pretty much the whole rig. There's your speaker cable, and you know, and all that actually goes in this trunk down here, and the head goes in this. This is an old head, and we're not using that right now. But and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much a setup. This is just stock out of the box, Marshall JVM410. Then I either use one cabinet or two cabinets, depending on which, and I have everything labeled for it to be one cabinet or two cabinets. These have Vince's 30 speakers in them, and that's pretty much the Kill Betty rig in a nutshell right there.